Praise the Lord, saints. Long time no see. Happy New Year. Welcome back to my channel. I am Kira. Thank you so much for clicking onto today's video. If you are new, quick little rundown. My name is Kira. I'm from Mississippi. I'm a practicing attorney in Mississippi, and I am just navigating life and filming it. I want to apologize, but then again, I kind of don't, because the whole month of January and February, there was something going on each month. I had a really bad ear infection, and then I had pneumonia. Surprise! It takes longer than 2 weeks to get over pneumonia fully. Didn't know that. Never had pneumonia before. So that was interesting. And then I did get a new car, but we'll talk about that when I get back home. I just left from the gym right now, and I had to come get a bowl. I was craving a little bit of chocolate, but I was like, Kira, we've been doing really good this week. We did really good last week. Let's not mess it up just because we're having a little bit of a sugar craving. So let's kind of reel it in. Let's not go to Cracker Barrel, because that's what I wanted to do this morning, but I didn't. I went to the gym. Who is this? Who is this girl? I don't know who this girl is. Who is she? But anyhow, I am happy to be back in front of the camera. I am happy to also announce that I have finally been monetized on Facebook. So we have to really get into our short form content bag, like heavy. So I decided, you know what, I'm gonna get up this morning. I'm gonna put all the energy that I put into quite literally everything else into myself to just see, like, how far can we really go? Who can she really be? And so that is what I plan to do. I hope to be able to run really quick to grab some gas and then run to Cups. Hopefully the public is not out in the public. If you're an extroverted introvert, then you know exactly what I just said. And I think I'm gonna take about an hour to really just sit down, plan out the content that I'm gonna batch film on tomorrow, and then go back home and finish my little deep clean for this new month. Y'all, we have so much going on this month. This month is about to be crazy. I have so much happening with work. I have a trial that is actually going to go coming up at the very end of March. This will be my first trial where I am either first or second chair, where the case has my name on it. So I'm quite literally freaking out about that, just a tiny, but you know, I serve a big God, and in the end I win either way. So there's really no need to be afraid. He quite literally told me not to, so I'm not going to. But yeah, you know, if you've been around for long enough, then you know I will ramble. So let me not do that. Let me grab this gas, and then I'll hop back on camera when I get to Cups. Okay, saints, it is the next day. I just left from church. I'm about to help a friend take some birthday pictures, and we still have about an hour before we're supposed to meet up, but I got Chipotle. Now let's backtrack. Have I been back on my health and fitness and all things? Yes, but I'm hungry and I haven't eaten anything for the whole day, so we're gonna eat our Chipotle. But before I do that, y'all listen to what I found. I'm trying to find the reason why I'm stuttering. Something funny's happening every time you look my way. Something made me feel so strange, and I'm starting to think you are why I'm stuck. First, we have radio this morning, which is why I'm semi-dressed up. I wasn't feeling makeup today at all, so we're gonna go glasses. That's like the perfect camouflage for when you're not feeling makeup, especially if you have pretty decent skin. Like, I feel like my skin is skinning. Then you can definitely camouflage a little with glasses. I also have, obviously, work, but I have a meeting with the client that I am going to trial for today. We'll get into all of it, but for now, let's head to the radio station. Okay, so I'm in the green room of the radio station, and I'm just waiting for our segment to start. Patrick just got here. If you've been on my social media, then I did post a flyer about me being on the radio today. I'll post it right here so you can see the flyer. Patrick is one of our partners at the firm, and I really enjoy doing the radio segment with him. We have a lot of fun, and honestly, it's just like really lighthearted and easy doing the segment with him. But I'm also about to put my phone on silent. But I'm also about to offload some clips from this camera, because while I haven't been posting, I have been recording. So I'm about to offload some clips off of this phone so that I can make room.
Were you in the office last week, or did you go anywhere for spring break?
No. I have my first bench trial on the
2 weeks from tomorrow. Right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Who's in front of?
Just like ever, and I'm not doing well. No. I mean, I'm doing okay about it, but it's still just like the nerves. So just finished radio. I am about to head back to the office. I'm starving. First of all, I had a lot of fun on this segment today. I wasn't expecting to have that much fun on it, but I'm glad I did. I did talk to Patrick a little bit about my trial that I have coming up, and he was very encouraging, so I really appreciate that. Don't get me wrong, I appreciate everybody's encouragement or everybody's belief in me. I'm just trying to get my brain out of the mindset that I have to know everything in order for me to feel comfortable with the fact that I can do something. Like, I don't need to know everything in order for something to be a success. And that is, you know, just like a personal little thing that I'm working through, that this process, this trial is kind of bringing up for me, that I need to work through. I don't need to know everything in order for something to be a success. I don't need to know exactly how things are going to go, or know exactly what's going to be said, when it's going to be said, in order for something to be a success. It is okay for me not to know everything. And I know for us type A girlies who grew up with all of these big expectations of what we're supposed to do and how we're supposed to be and how we're supposed to act, that very thought can be a little bit daunting, because it's like, what do you mean I don't know? What do you mean I don't know? What do you mean almost everything about this whole process is completely out of my control and I just have to let the chips fall where they may? What do you mean? What are we talking about? And so if you are a type A personality girly and you grew up kind of with high achievement, high expectations of achievement, do you know exactly what I mean? But like I said, headed back to the office. We have quite a bit of housekeeping to do. I am on my own today because my paralegal is out sick, so I do need to rush back and get started on some of those housekeeping things. Hello, may I speak to the call from you all that you needed to reschedule? I was on the radio this morning, so I'm just now getting back to my messages. That makes sense. Can you guys do, let's see, I can either do 11:30 or we would have to reschedule it for another day, because the 11:30 time is the only thing I have open for the rest of the day, aside from the 1 o'clock. All right, perfect. Well, thank you so much. No problem at all. Y'all have a good day. Bye-bye. Okay. Okay. All right, thank you. Bye-bye. That is perfect, because I didn't have no energy for a client meeting today. I had no energy. So we just came off of a 3-day type of revival at our church. It's called the Becker Fellowship. Our church is not called the Becker Fellowship, but what we just had was the Becker Fellowship, and it was 3 days in a row last week. So I was leaving work going straight there. I did get some rest on Saturday. I rested a little bit on Sunday, but I'm still kind of like getting back into the swing of things from being in church for all of those days of the week. So I'm kind of glad that got rescheduled, because I don't have the energy for a full like client interaction today. Sometimes you just don't have it. So yeah, and I'm gonna have lunch later, so I'm excited about that. But anyways, yeah, I probably leave here around 12, so I can go make sure my lunch is done, and then make sure my lunch is done, and then I may come back over here. I may not, just depends on some of the other stuff that I need to do. But anyway, let me get back to work, and then I'll hop back on camera once I'm making my lunch. Whoops. Okay. At this point, I'm just rambling, because I'm trying to keep in mind what, like, the stuff that I need to do. I'm not talking about anything. I do have a meeting at 4:30 that I might sit y'all in on. We'll see how that goes when it goes. But child, I got so much to do. I gotta figure out a way to get this money by tomorrow. Good morning, people. Today is March 20th. It's roughly about 9 o'clock in the morning. Let's address the elephant in the room. I am exhausted. The crazy thing about it is, while I am in full trial prep, by the way, by the time this clip is being recorded, trial is 11 days from today, which is insane. But the actual prep itself is done. It's been done since like 2 weeks ago. I can't go to sleep. I know that I do feel anxiety. I am having anxiety. I am experiencing anxiety. I am feeling anxious about the task at hand. However, normally when I ever feel anxiety, I literally just go to bed. Like, I just be like, oh, well, I'm feeling anxious, gonna go take a nap, gonna go to bed. Now I'm like, I want to throw up. I can't sleep. I'm not eating full meals. Like, I'm maybe eating once a day, and then I don't have an appetite for the rest of the day. The point that I'm trying to make is not for anybody to feel bad for me or anything like that, because I totally signed up for this job. But this whole segment is being filmed simply for the purposes of vlogging my first trial, so that I can look back at the memory of having my first trial, but then also so that baby lawyers who are actually going to go to court for real can see that this may happen to you. And if you don't prepare in advance, then you may succumb to some of the things that I'm talking about. I fully underestimated how nerve-wracking it is to prepare for a trial. I fully underestimated how nerve-wracking it actually is to go before a group of people in a trial setting and ask questions the right way. Have somebody on the other side object while you're talking. Because I'm excellent at motion practice, but that's because you don't really have much objections in the middle of motion practice. You just file a motion, you go for the judge, you argue the motion. Whoever brought the motion goes first, the other person goes second, whoever brought the motion has a rebuttal. And it's sometimes, I would say, the easier part of the job, because you already made the argument, you already typed out everything that you're going to argue. You just go in there and say what you already pled. Here, there's just the added elements of somebody else interrupting you while you're talking, having to make little arguments about what's going to be allowed and what's not, especially when you're being objected to, and then they say why they're objecting, and then you have to give a judge a response as to why the judge should overrule their objection in the middle of your witness's testimony. and then you have to find some way to stay on track with the questions that you were asking the witness. Thankfully, this is a bench trial, so I don't have to put on the theatrics of a jury trial. But a trial is still a trial at the end of the day, and I do think that I could not have asked for a better first trial, to be honest with you. Just the facts and like the things that are involved in the case, I don't think I could have asked for a better case to try for the first time. I'm solely speaking on the prep and the emotional side of preparing. And this goes for the men too. This is not just for the women, because an older attorney at my firm who has done trials at some point probably every week told me the first time he had his trial, he literally puked before trial started. Like full on projectile vomiting before the trial started. And then once he threw up, he felt better and he just did it. So everybody handles stress differently. I'm definitely more so on the lines of trying to like take it to God every time I feel this way. And I think so far I've been doing a good job. It's just those that know me personally, those around me, they can definitely tell that I am a little bit nervous. And rightfully so. I mean, I have a whole real human being's situation in my hands, and I don't take that lightly. I don't feel entitled to be able to do that. I feel like being in a position to speak up for another person is a blessing in itself, so I'm not taking this lightly at all. But is it nerve-wracking? Yes. So I have a meeting with a client at 10, and then for the rest of the day I'm just going to be working on fine-tuning my questions, and then next week is go time. Like, I'm going to be prepping and practicing the entire week. That's probably all I'm going to focus on, because that next week is the only week that I have left. And again, none of this will be published on my channel until after the trial, so no one will ever figure out what trial this is or who I'm referring to or anything like that. I'm not speaking about any of the facts of the case or who my clients are. I'm solely just talking about the experience of going through the process as the attorney in the situation. And what I'm hoping happens is that someone will see this, take it as a lesson learned to prepare yourself to not do the thing that I did, which was underestimate the process. And so if you don't take anything else away from what I'm saying, I'm not sharing this for the purpose of, woe is me. I want whoever's coming behind me or whatever younger attorney watches me, because I know I have law students who also follow this channel, I want you to prepare yourself better than I did for the mental aspect of a trial. I totally underestimated it, because I'm like, oh, I go to court all the time. And then when it came down to it, it was like, oh, baby girl, you need to brush up on your trial etiquette and the rules and the procedures. Like, you got some work to do. And so that's the purpose of me sharing this part of the vlog. But my hope is to finish out the rest of my day. I doubt if I come back on camera for the rest of this day, but I will be closing the video out, and I just don't know when exactly I'll be closing the video out. I don't even know if I'm adding this on to, but I doubt if I'm actually gonna come back on camera for today. But when I do hop back on camera, my hope is that I'm a lot more lively. I hope that I'm able to take a nap and actually get some rest. Maybe not through the day, I don't know. So yeah, so that's all I have for right now. Let's get this day started. The Lord is still good. This is still the day the Lord has made. I'm still gonna rejoice in it at the end of the day. I'm just really sleepy. So I'll talk to y'all soon. Good morning. It's Saturday, May 21st, and that's the wrong date. It's Saturday, March 21st. I just left the gym. I just did a little walkie because I woke up feeling a lot better. I slept the entire day once I got off work yesterday. When I say I slept the whole day, I probably laid down around 3 o'clock. I woke up around almost 8 o'clock. I stayed up for maybe an hour and a half, and then I went back to sleep, and I woke up around 8 a.m. this morning. So I feel refreshed. I am now in front of my building at work, and my paralegal and I are about to get the binders ready for trial, get everything printed out, get everything sorted out. I made this cheat sheet. I'm gonna show it to you. Only reason I'm showing this is because everything that's on this cheat sheet is the Mississippi Rules of Civil Procedure. You can literally look that up and read every single rule I'm about to show you, so it's not like it's a big deal. But this is my little, it's a hearsay cheat sheet. So like I was saying yesterday, one of the things that I'm going to be working on all week is keeping my mind on track with what I want to say and what I want to get across to the judge while somebody is interrupting me. So I can be in the middle of a series of questions to whatever witness I'm questioning, and the defendants are allowed and have the right to object, and then they'll say their objection, and then I need to be able to quickly have a response as to why the judge should overrule their objection when it's made. Now, whether or not the judge overrules it or sustains it, that's on him, but at least I want to be able to make an argument that's a valid argument using these hearsay rules. That's that on that. I also am going to keep going through the questions that I'm going to ask. I want my questions to be concise, straight to the point, but I also want to make sure that the story is being told through the plaintiff's perspective. So I'm going to keep going over and fine-tuning those questions just to make sure they're not leading, to make sure that I'm not asking anything that I'm not supposed to be asking. And then, yeah, isn't it crazy that this trial is in 10 days? I mean, what?